Hello and welcome to the Ramblings of a 42-year-old man. Chris Smith here with you today. To talk real quick about the final episode of The Last of Us. If you've been kind of paying attention to the channel, we've had about 3 or 4 episodes centered around The Last of Us throughout its run in this first season. Last one being probably after episode 5. So we've had like 4 other episodes since then. Wasn't trying to do like an episode by episode or anything, but since it finally wrapped up the other day with the series finale, or not series, season finale, which we'll get into that in a little bit as well. They had a season finale last week, and it's as somebody who's played the games, it was pretty much step by step what the game was, so I kind of knew what to expect going in. But I know there's been a lot of discourse online about the choices that were made by the characters, especially the Joel character by Pedro Pascal, and I know that some people loved it, some people didn't, some people were very confused by some of the things. But I will just tell you, it is very much exactly how it went in the game, and it's even crazier when you've played it yourself, because you're playing as Joel when he's making these choices, and so you kind of feel a little bit differently when you're the one actually making these decisions. But so spoiler warnings to anybody who has not watched Last of Us yet, including up to the finale, or if you have not played the game yet. So the purpose of the series, pretty much the game itself and the series going forward, was this post-apocalyptic. There's a mushroom fungus, cordyceps, that has kind of started taking control of humans, and as such, it's kind of your post-apocalyptic virus outbreak. Ellie, who is Bella Ramsey's character from Game of Thrones, somehow is immune to this virus. She's been bitten by an infected and did not become infected herself. Don't know why, although we will find out in the finale of exactly the scientific reason why. But not sure why. All we know is that Joel, Pedro Pascal's character, has been tasked with escorting her from Boston to this group of resistance people called the Fireflies that are trying to take care of Ellie. The leader of the Fireflies has just been, she's hurt and she can't take her herself, so she asked Joel, please, take this girl to this other area to meet with Fireflies. And so the whole thing becomes a journey. They get to where they're supposed to go, and unfortunately the Fireflies aren't there anymore, and they have to continue going. Joel's trying to get to his brother at a certain point. So anyway, the journey really becomes him and Ellie trying to get across the U.S. and all the craziness. And so we saw beautiful stories, like episode 3 was, between Bill and Frank's characters. We saw really heartbreaking stories like we did at the end of chapter 5 with Sam and Henry and their fates. We saw really kind of almost a bright spark of hope in episode 7, where episode 6, where Joel finds his brother, and they find that they're in a pretty good place right now. They've kind of built this community up. They're protected from the infected, and they built almost like this little haven in the middle of the craziness that is this future. But Joel has to keep moving on. He's got to get Ellie to these Fireflies. We saw something really dark episode in episode 8 involving some cannibalism and things like that. And then, of course, here we get into the finale, and the whole series we're trying to get Ellie to the Fireflies because she's immune for some reason. The Fireflies are going to kind of help with studying her and figure out how she's immune, and hopefully be able to maybe find a cure for this virus. So we get there. Joel and Ellie finally meet up with the Fireflies. They're kind of knocked out by the Fireflies because the Fireflies are like, oh, we didn't know who you were when you came into our area, so we grabbed you. And when Joel wakes up, he's told that they already have Ellie. Ellie's being prepped for surgery, and he's like, what the heck? What do you mean? What do you mean prepped for surgery? And evidently the scientific explanation for why Ellie's immune is somehow the cordyceps, when her mother was literally giving birth to her, she got bit by an infected, and somehow it mingled into her system where the fungus is in her, but it reads her as being a fungus herself, so it doesn't attack her system. And so their plan is to go in and pull this part out of Ellie and be able to use it to make some sort of cure. Unfortunately, where this is in Ellie's body is in her brain. So, of course, taking it out is going to kill her. So, of course, Joel's not going to go for that. So, he in the game, as I'm playing, I'm like, I'm not going to go for that either. So, of course, I'm taking Joel's character. We're going throughout. We're taking out all these Fireflies on the way to try to rescue Ellie before they can do surgery on her. And you get there, and you have to take out the surgeon. You don't have to take out anybody else in that room, which is kind of funny. I'll admit, when I first playthrough, when I got to the hospital part, I blew away everybody in the room. It tells maybe something about me, because I found out later, like, you only have to kill the doctor, then you can take Ellie and run off. But yeah, I was very ruthless in my playthrough. But I'll just say that part of the show was pretty cool. Pedro Pascal, I think, played it great. It was he almost turned into the Terminator at the end of this thing. But yeah, so, a lot of talk around, did Joel do the right thing? Did he do the wrong thing? I mean, when it comes to his character, I think he did the exact thing that his character would do. I mean, that's what his character is. That's how it would be. So whether you agree with his choice or not, the game and the movie, or I'm sorry, the TV show, they're true to the character that Joel is. So good finale. Of course, a great game. The season was very, 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 very faithful to the game. So Season 2 is going to be upcoming. I will admit I have not played through Last of Us Part 2. I have been spoiled on some of the story beats in it, though, and it will be interesting to see how it kind of is accepted by the people or not, because it is definitely a divisive game, and I'm sure it will be a divisive season as well. But Season 1 was great. Looking forward to seeing how they do with Season 2. And so... Last of Us, I think it's been a little over a week since that finale came out now, so all of it is on HBO, HBO Max, not HBO Plus. Everything else is Plus, but HBO is Max. Go figure. But you can catch all the episodes there. And for those people who maybe waited to the end of it to be able to do it all at once, it is definitely a bingeable show. I mean, you really can. I would suggest maybe taking breaks, because it could be a very depressing show, I would think, if you're literally watching all 9 episodes in a row. But a lot of people like to binge watch things these days, so maybe you would like that. But hard recommend. Same with the game. If you're a gamer and you have a PlayStation somewhere at home, I think it's on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. I think they're coming out with a PlayStation 5 version. You can play this game anywhere that you have a PlayStation game. It is PlayStation exclusive, so if you're an Xbox gamer, unfortunately. But great game, great season TV. I'll continue watching Pedro Pascal, because I'm doing the Mandalorian watch right now. I think season 3, episode 3 just came out. So I'll probably be doing more talking about the Mandalorian going forward as well. But that'll probably take care of Last of Us. Nice 9-episode season. I think we did about 4 videos on it as we went through, because there's definitely some talking points. So hope you enjoyed the talks. We'll continue with our Final Fantasy coverage here in a couple days. I think I'm going to jump into Final Fantasy Tactics real quick before I head into the next mainline game of Final Fantasy VIII. So be on the lookout for that, probably in the Wednesday-ish frame. Possibly, yeah, I guess Wednesday would be tomorrow, wouldn't it? Otherwise, it might be a little later in the week, depending on how fast I'm able to get out there. But thank you for listening. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.